Universe. I was muted. Good morning, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, December 14th. Like always, I am your guy Hector, joined by these two handsome son of a bitches right next to me. I got my guy TC Steez, and I got the one and only Uncle Tatus in the building, fellas. How we doing?
Doing great.
We're doing great today.
Feeling good, doing great?
Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And, shout out to the chat. I just want to take this second just to say, as Celso likes to go backstage and press the buttons. I like to say real quick, shout out to all of you guys. We were able to crack 2,000 subs yesterday on that episode with Jabba Chamberlain. We was talking backstage. Yes, we were able to get to 2,000 subs, myself, Celso, TC, as content creators, but we wouldn't have gotten here if it wasn't for folks like Uncle Tats, if it wasn't for people in the community and in the chat as well. Thank you guys so much for supporting us over this past year, or basically almost, it's not even a full calendar year since we started the second channel. We got 42 people in the building right now. If you guys can smack that like button. My guy Mark T. Maker said Jabba was great, and so were you, Hector. Mark T. Maker, I appreciate you. Mark has been with us before we even cracked 500 subs, and Mark used to always comment in the chat like, listen, heck, make sure you do this with your videos, make sure you do that with your names. I want to make sure you guys blow up. Mark, I appreciate you for helping us out over the time. Shout out my guy, the Strike Zone NFE is in the building, who is now down with the Pinstripe Chronicles. NFE, how you doing? We got Gian Terlato in the building. Sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. Let me know if I got it right, Gian. Salute to you as well. David Cohen, the nephew of Steve Cohen, is in the building. He gonna get mad at me when people start thinking that that's
the inside
actually
scoop
true.
On the Mets. Yeah.
JC is in the building. How you doing? KC, fun times in the building. Mi hermano de la isla, Anthony Medina. Salute. 3 capital S's. Tim, King of the Jordans, is in the building. My brother from another mother, Mr. Pete Seminetti, NYY Underground, is in the building. I had a great conversation yesterday with my guy, Pete. The Yamamoto Watch continues. Pete had it last night, and we have to have it over here. We got to sit back, relax, and make sure the Yamamoto news, it comes through. My guy, Damian Serrano, a.k.a. Mr. Fast and the Furious himself, is in the building. Anthony Garcia is in the building. John Cooper is in the building. Sean Browning, Truth Always. Stephen B. is in the building. My guy, Mikey Mazza in the Pinstripe Chronicles. 4 Train Express is in the building. Devi Finch, how you doing? Michael Caputis is in the building. Like I said, we're sitting on 55 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. My guy, Yo Joe is in the building. Yo, Joe, listen, if you guys owe money, I'm going to get my guy, Yo Joe, to shake your pockets, all right? My guy would shake your pockets and make sure the moolah come out of those things, okay? I got my guy, Retired War Vet, in the building. And, of course, G-Man for life. Like I said, we're sitting on 2,043 subscribers on our way to 3,000. We're setting a new goal. Hopefully, we were able to get to 2,000 before the year is over. We're setting a goal of getting to 3,000 subscribers by the time spring training starts. And talking about spring training, I'll be down there in Tampa with my guys from the NYYU Familiar. We will be running wild, taking over Florida. My guy Celso just said we're sitting on 2,045 to be exact. Salute to you guys. Anna Marie LeBeer, salute to you. Shout out to you, Anna Marie. Gotta get a Soto shirt. Absolutely. Talking about merch. I know we put out some merch last month, or about a month and a half ago. We was having issues with our drop ship company, the company that was going to make the merch and send it out to you guys. We got that rectified, so you guys should be getting something over the next couple of weeks. And for those of you who have been patiently waiting, you will be getting something else extra in the mail. The Strike Zones. Hector, I got you right now. My fault. I meant to do that on the last show. I'll do that right now, NFE. I do apologize for that. Shout out to the mod squad. You guys are some of the best that are in the building. Hold on. Let me just make sure I make my guy NFE a mod before we continue. Hold on 1 second.
What's this? Mark Teamaker thought I was Aaron Boone.
You got some cupcakes? You got cupcakes right there? If you got some cupcakes, you can throw them my way right now. I'm throwing out some mods right now. NFE just got a mod in the chat. My guy, Mark Teamaker, welcome to the mod squad as well. Who else is in the building I can make a mod? Anna Marie, come down to the mod squad. Shout out to you, Anna Marie. Who else? My guy, Yo Joe, is in the building. Now, I'll just say this. When it comes to people we are making moderators here on the channel, right? We had some people in the chat yesterday that were just out of pocket when we was having that conversation with Jabba Chamberlain. The mods were able to shut it down real quick. When it comes to being a mod on the channel, we make you a mod because we appreciate you and we want to just show you how much we love you over here on the channel. Just because you're a mod, if you disagree with someone, don't mute them, right? Only mute someone or only remove someone's comment if it's out of pocket, if it's derogatory, if it goes against terms and services for YouTube. Just because you don't like what L.I. Yankee King said or what Michael Caputo said doesn't mean you mute them or you remove their comment. Just let it flow. Like I said, if somebody is out of pocket, then you do it. But let's get into the conversation, fella, because like I said, the Yamamoto Watch is here. So I'm gonna bring up this one thing right now. Oh, Gianna's War Vet sister. Oh, that's War Vet sister in the chat. Shout out to the Wizards War Vet in the building. But we got to talk about it, right? Because, like I said, Yamamoto. What's going on with the buttons? Anywho, the Yamamoto Watch continues. Bob Nightingale, he put it out last night. The Dodgers, even if they acquired Tyler Glasnow from the Tampa Bay Rays, are still in on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yet the Yankees still remain the favorites to land Yamamoto. I want to just bring some stuff up from Twitter real quick. Let me just remove this because we got to talk about it. I'm going to throw it over to UTC as I try to find the Twitter feed. What's your thoughts on this whole Yamamoto watch? Because John Heyman put it out earlier that the Yankees and Dodgers are both co-favorites to land Yamamoto. So I'm gonna throw it over to you, then throw it over to Uncle Tats.
Yeah, I was pretty confident the Yankees were going to get him at first. When everything came out and everything broke, and he met with the Yankees and everything, but since this Ohtani deferring money and all the shenanigans he's pulling over there with the Dodgers, it's got me a little worried. He grew up a Dodger fan. He does say he wants to play with a Japanese player.
Is that confirmed? He grew up a Dodgers fan?
I'm just seeing reports that's saying that. I don't know. Hearsay, just like everything else. But so what I was saying is the thing that's going for him is the history of the Yankees and the fact that he would be the focal point on the Yankees and not be overshadowed by an Ohtani. So that's got me a little, a little bit more, optimistic. So I was more like 90% now, maybe like 80, 75%, 80% sure that he's going to be a Yankee. But I think at the end of the day, he wants to be a New York Yankee. The Yankees want him. He wants to be here, and he'll just make a legacy for himself. On the Dodgers, he's just gonna be an afterthought with Ohtani there. So that's what I think.
Copy. I just want to shout out someone who's in the chat, and I'm going to embarrass her right now, and she may hit me. But my girlfriend Alex Campos is in the building. If you guys see her in the chat, welcome her to the chat and be kind and be respectful. That is the love of my life. Uncle Tats, I'll throw it over to you, Uncle Tats. What's your thoughts on the Yamamoto situation so far?
When it first started to go, come into perspective, I was very hesitant. And then Dana Mazza beat me over the head with a stick, and I was all in. I'm like, all right, we're getting him. Now, the longer this is taking, and other teams are starting to, show a little interest. Maybe we have a chance. The Dodgers bringing in, their superstars. Now including Ohtani. my 99.9% positivity the Yankees were getting him is dropping back to like a 95.
That's good.
I still,
95
and I'm not dropping too far down because I don't know how the Dodgers are going to be able, if Major League Baseball, the Players Union, other agencies, that are handling free agents, I don't know how much they're going to tolerate the way the Dodgers are manipulating the money, where they say, all right, enough's enough. So that's where I still put the Yankees above the Dodgers in the favorites, even though they're saying they're co-favorites. I never heard that before. Either you're a favorite or you're not. You can't have two favorite kids. You treat them equally.
No, I get that, Task. Before we continue, everybody, if you guys can, my guy Jacob Petruzzi just put it into the chat, said, guys, please pray. My aunt passed away late last night. Jacob Petruzzi, you family over here, my guy. My thoughts and prayers will be going out to you. Folks, if you guys can, put the prayer emojis in the chat for our guys, Jacob Petruzzi. And shout out to my guy, Uncle Stephen Fox is in the building, the Sly Fox himself. For those of you who don't know, Uncle Foxy and I, we date back for some years when I first started as a content creator. And Uncle Foxy is one of the people that put the battery in my back and told me to make sure I go out there with Jigga and take over the Yankees universe and create the Yankees Morning Brew. So shout out to Uncle Foxy. He used to be in the chat when we only had 2 to 3 people in the chat. Now we got 70 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. And again, throw the prayers for our guy, Jacob Petruzzi, and the family. Jacob, we love you. Like I said, you are part of the family. Thoughts and prayers for you, my guy. If you want, hit me up on Twitter. That way, if you want to talk, Jacob, I'm here for you, my guy. And, with that, make sure you guys drink your water. Make sure you guys check in on your mental health. Make sure you guys check in on your friends and family. Just because if someone tells you they're okay doesn't mean that they're okay. We know this is the holiday time of the season. A lot of, unaliving happens. A lot of people are going through depression right now because of the holidays, because they can't pay bills, because they can't buy gifts for anyone. So make sure you guys are checking in on your friends, families, relatives. Like I said, if somebody says that they're okay, doesn't mean that they're 100% okay. So make sure you guys are checking in with folks right now, right? But I want to highlight my guy, Albie, right? My guy, Arby, in the chat on Twitter. If you guys see the tweet that's right there, how many of you guys in the chat, you guys have been been with me talking about Jose Ramirez? Now it's started to catch on. Different Yankee fans are talking about it, right? You remember, right? But my guy Arby said on Twitter last night, since the Yankees are going all in this year, why stop with acquiring Soto and potentially signing Yamamoto? I would also try to call the Guardians and see what a potential trade package would look like to trade for Jose Ramirez. When it comes to Jose Ramirez, I've been talking about that man for a long time. TC, what's your thoughts? And then throw it over to Uncle Tats. Folks in the chat, let me know. I know he has a no trade clause. He signed the contract extension with the Guardians a couple of years back. But when it comes to Jose Ramirez, the Guardians, they're going into a rebuild mode, right? And when you're going into a rebuild mode as a low market team or at the bottom of the barrel team, you're not going to have a guy on the roster making 20 to 25 million just for peak's sake. But TC, I'll throw it over to you. Let's throw it over to Uncle Tats as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing this for a while from you, and I'll double down and say that I'm all for this. I mean, we have so many pieces in our minor leagues to make this deal happen. We still have Spencer Jones. We still have a Chase Hampton. We still have Everson Pereira, even Gleyber Torres. I mean, these guys, they can be moved for J-Ram. And you forgot to mention that you also wanted to throw in Class A as well.
Oh, yeah.
That would
Class
be
A is a little sprinkle on the ice cream. That's a little sprinkle right there.
Icing on the cake. Yeah,
that's the rainbow sprinkles on your ice cream cone in the summertime.
Yeah, so we get Yamamoto. We make this trade. I mean, the fan base would just go berserk because this is like, we've been wanting this from Hal. Be your dad. Go out and say we're the Yankees again. The Empire strikes back. We're back. Let's take over baseball again. Baseball is always better when the Yankees are at the top. And this would be unbelievable, and it fits perfectly because right now I don't think DJ LeMahieu can be an everyday third baseman. I'd like to see him, sprinkled around, subbing in at first, subbing in at second, not everyday third baseman. And J-Ram protecting Soto and Judge. Come on, that lineup would be the best lineup in baseball. I mean, hands down. And that to me that's a beautiful trade. It makes so much sense.
Not only, and I'll throw it over to you, Tats, right after this. Not only protecting Judge and Soto, but being an RBI machine. Because if there's one thing Jose Ramirez is, he is an RBI machine for his career. His career batting average with runners in scoring positions is 20 points higher than his regular batting average. So when guys are in running and in scoring position, this guy locks in and gets them in more times out of not. That's something we've been missing from our lineup. Yes, we're going to get the home runs with Judge. Yes, we're going to get the Soto shuffle and the home runs and the walks for Juan Soto. But Jose Ramirez is a guy that locks in with runners in scoring position. And if the Yankees are going to go all in this year, trying to convince Juan Soto to re-sign, the perfect guy to bring to that locker room to try to convince Soto is his own countryman from the Dominican Republic, Jose Ramirez. Uncle Tats, what's your thoughts?
Forgot that he's a switch hitter as well. Switch hitter.
And he's a switch hitter as well. Go ahead, Uncle Tats.
Anytime you can improve your offense, because that's been the Yankees' Achilles heel, the last few years. 100%. If the opportunity presents itself, you have to take it. But I'm not taking J-Ram without Class A.
Period.
Because Class A fills an immediate need, where the infield is not an immediate need. It may need adjustments, but it's not a priority. The legitimate closers are priority. I'm focusing on Class A and prying them away by saying, all right, if you can get J-Ram to come over to us, it's a deal.
Hold on, I got some people in the chat. Anna Marie, she loves the idea of J-Ram. That's absolutely facts, Anna Marie. I would definitely love. Casey Funtime said it would be a dream. My guy Sean Bronin says we already have a potent lineup. I agree with you, but let's double it up. Right? Are you ever satisfied as a Yankee fan? I know I'm not, because I know as soon as we signed Juan Soto, we was like, what are we doing next? As a Yankee fan, it is never enough. Yes, we signed Juan Soto. Yes, we are in the running for Yamamoto. But if we could get Jose Ramirez after that, that right there solidifies that the evil empire is back to ruin the day for every other fan base in Major League Baseball. Again, we're sitting on 132 people in the chat. If you guys can't smack that like button, and if you're watching us for the first time, and if you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you doing with your life? Hit the subscribe, join the Morning Brew familiar. Go ahead, TC, my fault.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on that note there about a potent lineup. Yes, it looks okay right now, but don't forget the injuries happen, and we still have question marks with Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton, DJ LeMahieu. These guys are up in age. Will they bounce back? Yeah, DJ LeMahieu had a better second half. Anthony Rizzo, bad back, and he had the head injury. So there's a lot of question marks in this lineup. To get someone like Jose Ramirez right in the middle, and we added Verdugo. Don't forget Verdugo's in there as well. So you never have enough. And that's what we say about pitching. You never have enough pitching. Hey, with us, we never have enough offense. So this makes it makes perfect sense to go out.
I got someone in the chat that says by the name of Carl, right? Why do you think J-Ram is available? Carl, I'm telling you right now, I have no inside source when it comes to Jose Ramirez. This is all speculation between myself and between other Cleveland Guardian fans, because you see how we have a show and a podcast over here. The Cleveland Guardians, they have a fan base that also have a podcast and also have different shows as well. And a lot of them, and when it comes to the Twitterverse, a lot of them know that the Cleveland Guardians, they're going to go into a rebuild mode, right? They have to rebuild, right? Their farm system has been depleted over the years. They haven't hit on a lot of their top prospects. Yes, they got Steven Kwan. They traded away Ahmed Rosario during the middle of the season. So they have to recoup on prospects. And the number one shining piece they have there is a Jose Ramirez who could bring them back quality prospects to add to their farm system. On top of it, when you look at Jose Ramirez, Jose Ramirez, he has a no trade clause in his contract, right? Which means if they're going to trade him away, he has to choose where he wants to go. The package that you will have to give up to get Jose Ramirez, it wouldn't be that steep because you don't have every other team competing trying to get this guy. You would just have to figure out where he wants to go and what's a suitable package for Jose Ramirez. Look at what the Yankees gave up to get Giancarlo Stanton, who just came off of winning an MVP. Hindsight is 50-50. I understand that. Giancarlo Stanton is dealing with some injuries, and we're paying the bulk end of that contract. And Yankee fans may want to try to get, Giancarlo Stanton out of the Bronx. But when you look at the package the Yankees gave up at that time, everybody in baseball thought that was a steal. They gave up no top 10 prospects. He didn't want to go to San Francisco. He didn't want to go to St. Louis. So if the same scenario presents itself when it comes to Jose Ramirez, why not?
Castro, I think, right?
Yeah, we gave up Starlin Castro, who, he was pretty solid with the Yankees,
Big
right?
deal.
Yeah, go ahead, Uncle Tats.
Yeah, no, Castro, he was like an IKF. He wasn't a superstar, but we appreciated him. But there are going to be a lot of questions with the infield. And I'm going back on what I said earlier about how the infield is not a priority. It just needs some adjustment. If we're going into the season with Peraza at third, or DJ at third, Peraza as a utility guy, Rizzo at first, that's not going to set us back right off the jump. They're still legitimate ball players. LeMahieu, I have a lot of confidence in because his setbacks with his numbers were for an injury, not his age. I don't think he's not one of these bulky guys that just not going to age well.
Yeah.
He's very disciplined. He's a very fluid player. So, and Rizzo, the concussion, if you're able to get a backup first baseman just in case. But there's nothing that says Rizzo, when fully healthy, no issue, no issues with concussions. He's sleeping well. He's seeing it well. I think he could pick up right where he left off before the concussion. He was having the last April, he was having a career month.
Oh, hitting over 300.
Career, yeah, it was insane.
He was hitting over 300. He was top 5 in all of Major League Baseball when it comes to home runs and RBIs. Like he was killing it.
Yeah. That's why I keep going back with this whole Cleveland thing. Yeah, Denver, they don't have the farm system. They got it. They have to make moves, and it's a shame because it's a very respectable organization. They're recognizing that, all right, what we've done hasn't panned out. Let's go back to the drawing board. What could we do? They're going to have to move some pieces. The Yankees have holes, have pieces that we could use, and the farm system deep enough where we still have, like my whole thing with this offseason with trades. The Yankees are in a very rare position. They can make multiple trades. They're smart enough about it. If they remain calculated, they'll save a lot of their top prospects if there are further needs by the trade deadline. We can make a lot of moves without emptying the tank. So, and we haven't been in this position in a very long time, if we ever have been in this situation.
I want to shout out
money to spend.
My fault, Uncle Taz. I'll throw it right back to you. I want to shout out my guy, Austin Cruz, who is in the building. My son, he is the son of BX Sports Jedi Network. He is one of those guys from the BX Sports Jedi Network. Make sure you guys go and support Austin Cruz and his pops, Kev. They have been killing it for a minute. Austin does an amazing job covering the MMA. He is very knowledgeable, so make sure you guys go give him a sub. Austin, appreciate you. Austin says Rizzo is a good enough player to be a starter and one of the 10 best first basemen in all of baseball. The Yankees medical staff needs to be reviewed and needs to be changed. Austin, I am right there with you when it comes to that medical staff. And to piggyback of what Tat said, when you look at Anthony Rizzo this offseason, you've seen the videos. He has been working with Aaron Judge's hitting guru. He's been working with Aaron Judge's hitting coach, trying to get his swing back. He started last offseason with Teacher Man. And to Tat's point, you seen how he started the season. He started the season amazing. So let's see what happens when Anthony Rizzo comes back healthy. But I agree with Austin. As excited as we are when it comes to Soto, the potential of Yamamoto, the trade talks of Jose Ramirez or whoever else, that medical staff with the Yankees, it needs to be reviewed. It needs to be reevaluated. There was so much negligence last year when it comes to Rizzo playing extra time with a concussion, when it comes to Domingo Germán being taken and put in a sauna, sweating out his alcoholism. And TC, you know how I feel when it comes to that. So as the Yankees front office, yes, we're excited about the players, but you need to do something about your medical staff. They need to step it up. But before we continue, right, because, you know, people are asking in the chat, what would we give up in a scenario to get a Jose Ramirez if he is available, right? So I just want to bring this up real quick. These are the Yankees' top 10, top 11 prospects. You got Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez, Everson Pereira, Chase Hampton, George Lombard Jr., Roderick Arias, Austin Wells, Will Warren, Brendan Mayea, Jacob Rivas, who we got from the Dodgers, and Brock Silvich, right? When you look at those top 11 prospects right there, one person that I'm saying, or two people that I'm saying is untouchable because they're going to be a part of the team this year is Dominguez and Austin Wells, right? So I'm comfortable. Let me know if you guys are comfortable with this type of package. Folks in the chat, let me know what type of package you guys want to get a potential J-Ram deal done. I'm okay giving up Spencer Jones. I'm okay giving up Everson Pereira. If we have to give up either Chase Hampton or Will Warren, I'm okay with that. It's going to come down to either Roderick Arias or George Lombard Jr. because the Guardians, they need a shortstop prospect. Yes, we can send them Oswald Peraza as well to sweeten the deal, but they need a long-term shortstop prospect, and it's either George Lombard or Roderick Arias. I'm keeping George Lombard Jr. I'm sending them Roderick Arias. He is a top international free agent. I know a lot of people may not like that, but a package of Spencer Jones, Everson Pereira, Chase Hampton, Roderick Arias, and Oswald Peraza, it may be an overpay, but if we're going all in this year, why are we going to hold back any of these prospects to try to hope that they hit over the next 3 years? We got to try to win now. Spencer Jones may be a phenomenal player. I'm not waiting a year or two for him to get things right. There's no spot for him in the outfield. If you look at Spencer Jones, right, some of the people that I know that work with the Somerset Patriots, they've been telling me that they're getting ready to play Spencer Jones at first base, knowing that there are clogs in the outfield. Spencer Jones, he is not a great first baseman. He admits it himself. He is not a good first baseman. So if that's the case, package him up, ship him off, and get something good back in return. Would I like to see Spencer Jones in a Yankees uniform? Absolutely. But we got a logjam out there in the outfield with Judge, with Dominguez, and with Soto for our future if we could re-sign Soto. TC, I'm going to throw it over to you. Then Tats, what's your trade package? Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, that's a great package you put together because like you were saying, there's a lot of guys that are blocked. Everson Pereira is blocked, you know. Oswald Peraza is totally blocked. I mean, he's getting treated like Florial. I mean, there's no spot for him. It blows my mind. The guy is not a platoon, you know, utility player. He should be playing every day. So he's pretty much blocked. So, you know, the Spencer Jones, Pereira, Hampton, and I think one other guy. I don't think maybe 5. I think 4. I would say Jones, Pereira, Hampton, and I don't know, maybe someone down the line. I don't know about a Lombard or a Roderick Arias.
If you want to give up like 4 prospect and let Peraza be that 5th player in the deal, just throw in Peraza to be that 5th player.
Yeah, yeah, we could just throw him in there. Or Cabrera. I mean, Cabrera's still hanging around. I mean, he doesn't really have a spot as well.
But the Yankees may want to keep him because he's a cheaper version of IKF, and that's someone we need, a super utility guy, TC.
Yeah.
Also, we got 160 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button.
DJ, if we get Jose Ramirez, DJ's our super utility guy, you know, especially if we keep Glaber. So I don't know. I mean, we got too many infielders, so you know, sayonara. Let's get this deal happen. You know, Hector, call him. Come on, let's go. Get the Guardians on the phone. Let's go.
Yeah, like I said, these are all rumors, speculation. This is me as a Yankee fan sipping the Kool-Aid just a little bit too much. Go ahead, Uncle Tats.
Real quick with Cabrera, the reason I give him the utility advantage over DJ is Cabrera. He's not a Gold Glover, but he does have the ability to play the outfield. DJ doesn't.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives Cabrera a leg up on the utility role. I would offer Peraza. I would offer Pereira. Vivas. We never even got a chance to see him, so it's not like we have anything to hold on to. We haven't watched this kid. Flip him for another piece, and it's going to take one of the pitching prospects, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe a Luis Hill.
Jones, huh?
No, and I'm going to explain why. Verdugo is only here for a year.
Yeah.
It's not like we traded and signed Soto. Let's be real for a second.
That's another one. Yes, you're right.
So the lane for Jones is not completely closed. There are service cones, the exit's kind of in repair, but it's not shut down. So there's still a way that Spencer Jones has a role on the Yankees going forward. If I can hold on to him, I'm doing it at all costs.
Okay. I respect that, Uncle Tats. We got 54 people who voted in on the poll, and it's an 80% yes for J-Ram. That if they had the opportunity to trade for J-Ram, they would trade for J-Ram. I got someone in the chat that I just want to bring up real quick momentarily. Hold on 1 second. My guy Spinning Mantis in the building, who says Judge would be a DH or a first baseman within 5 years. There's room in the outfield. Yes, I agree with you. Within 5 years, Judge most likely will be transitioning to be a full-time DH, especially with Giancarlo Stanton's contract being done within those 5 years. But it's within 5 years. I'm not sure if the Yankees are going to want to hold on to any of their outfield prospects and try to keep them down there for the next 5 years. I agree with Tats, what he said. Yes, Juan Soto is not a guarantee. I 100% agree with you, Uncle Tats. But when it comes down to it, I'm trying to convince Juan Soto to stay here. And I think Jose Ramirez would be a perfect piece to try to convince Juan Soto to stay here. My guy Acevedo in the building with the $5 super chat, who says J-Ram and Clash for Pereira, Peraza, Gomez, Florio, and Rivas. Acevedo, sign me up. I'll take that 10 days out the week. Even though I know there's 7 days in the week, I like to think that there's 10 days because I'm a little special person. So I want to share. I want to bring up another screen, right? Because we got to go through these. Got to remove that one. Because we got to go through the whole, Yamamoto Watch, because that's what this show is for. It's a Yamamoto Watch. But I want to ask you fellas, before I bring up Yamamoto, I saw someone in the chat they brought up Cody Bellinger, right? So I want to ask you fellas, Cody Bellinger at first base, right? The asking price for Cody Bellinger, he hasn't signed anything. There hasn't been any announcement for Cody Bellinger, but 250 mil? 250 mil for Cody Bellinger. I think the Yankees, they dodged the bullet. We're sitting on 180 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. Let's run up the likes on this stream. Right now, we're sitting on 88 likes, 12 likes away from 193 people in the building. If you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. Like my brother Pete says, smack it the likey and hit it a subby, my guys. But yeah. To Tats, I'll throw to you first and then throw to TC. What's your thoughts on Cody Bellinger? What do you think he's signing? Where do you think he is signing?
Where? I have no idea. It's the market's all over the place with him. I still think it's a wide open. He's holding off. He wants to make the most money. He wants to capitalize on the season he had. Respect it. He should. I don't think anybody here is going to complain because they're waiting to make the most money that they can. Yeah, we would all do it in a heartbeat. I just don't see him as a fit for the Yankees. I really don't. Bellinger was the Soto plan B. Because you would be able to use him and have backup for Rizzo. That would make that $250 million contract, it would put more value on it. We have Soto. Rizzo's going to be fine. So there's no room for him now.
And when I'm looking on Twitter, I'll bring it up so we can all look at the same time. When we're looking on X, hold on one second. Let me just move this real quick. The only people that are talking about Cody Bellinger is just fans of the Cubs saying that today's a great day to bring back Cody Bellinger. You don't see John Heyman. You don't see none of the big time beat writers talking about a potential. It's very quiet when it comes to the Cody Bellinger front. And to Tat's point, like he said, Cody Bellinger was supposed to be a plan B for the Yankees if they didn't get Juan Soto. The Yankees got Juan Soto. They didn't pivot to a plan B. I think teams are waiting to see what happens with Yamamoto. I think everybody thinks they're in the running for Yamamoto. And I think that's what it's waiting for when it comes to Cody Bellinger, because the Cubs, they're in on the conversations with Yamamoto. They aren't the favorite, but they did meet with Yamamoto. So as of right now, there's nothing when it comes from any of the beat writers talking about Cody Bellinger. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah, no, you nailed it. That's the holdup is it's the Yamamoto watch, and everybody's just holding their breath to see where he goes, and then everything else will start falling into place. These
shout out to Javier, new sub is in the building. Welcome Javier to the familiar folks in the chat. Welcome my friend Javier to the conversation. If you're new to the channel and if it's your first time watching and you're sub, write in the chat that you're new. That way we can welcome you to the Brew Crew familiar. Go ahead, TC. My fault.
Yeah, no problem. As far as where he ends up, he could very well be back with the Cubs. I mean, Blue Jays need to make a move. The Blue Jays have been kind of snubbed with a lot of the different moves that they were in on Ohtani and Juan Soto and all these other moves that he could end up in Seattle. He could end up maybe Boston. I don't know. I guess as good as mine. I have no idea who's even looking at him, but he'll help whoever he ends up with. But yeah, he was our plan B, and I'm so glad that we got Juan Soto, because I mean, and Verdugo's just as good as Bellinger, for a 1 year fill in. So and it saves us a lot of money, and we got to save that money we got to throw it all at Soto next year, for the extension. So and then if we get Yamamoto, that's more money there. So I'm not throwing $250 million at Cody Bellinger with his injuries, and it's just it's not a good look. And that's the old Yankees. The new Yankees are looking forward and trying to take over baseball again. So we're done with the injury prone guys and DFA guys. So
we're done. Yeah, those days are over. We don't need no players walking into the clubhouse looking like the operation man from the board game. We don't need that. D is in the building. D says that they are new to the familiar. Welcome, D, to the foe. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the Brew Crew. Like I said, if you're new, let us know so we can welcome you to the Brew Crew. And like Anna Marie said, no more dumpster diving. That's exactly, Anna Marie.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Over the past 5 years, right? Ever since we traded for Giancarlo Stanton, not even just the past 5 years, ever since we traded for Giancarlo Stanton, we've been looking at second tier players. We've been looking at Group B and Group C. Yeah, when did the Yankees become penny pitchers that they have to worry about spending money? When do we shy off and started signing the second tier or the third tier players? I'm happy that Hal Steinbrenner, he had a wake-up call after going 82 and 80. You have to have a wake-up call. And this is why I know a lot of people, right? And let me just look at this. Look at the Spider-Man thing saying Cody Bellinger and Blake Snell both realizing that they don't have a market for themselves right now. That's hilarious.
Right.
But
Yamamoto first.
When you look at it, right? The New York Yankees, after going 82 and 80, they had to trade for Juan Soto. You had to win the fan base back, and you still have to go out there and do whatever you can to convince Yamamoto to sign with the Yankees. I know a lot of people talking about how the Yankees may lose him in the offseason. He's just a rental player. This is what I'm going to say when it comes to that. When it comes to that,
think about this year.
I understand that, TC. But when it comes to losing Juan Soto in the offseason and worried about him signing with the Mets or the Red Sox, the Yankees have to do whatever they can to re-sign Juan Soto after this season. It will be a PR nightmare
Oh yeah.
If you let that man sign with either the Red Sox or either with the New York Mets. After going 82-80, I said it on Pete's show last night. The PR nightmare that you had after this season would look like Aaron Boone's gluten-free cupcakes if you let Juan Soto go and sign with either the Mets or either the Red Sox. So the Yankees understand.
Yes.
They know what they have to do. If he's a one-year rental, fine. It is what it is. We can't control where someone's going to sign in the offseason. But if you don't even try to re-sign him, what are you doing? We got 214 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button,
we
if
can't let it get to
this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. We are on our way to 3,000 subs. Go ahead, TC. I throw to you. I throw it over to Tats talking about the re-signing of Juan Soto. Go ahead.
Yeah. We can't let it get to free agency. We got to mid-season. I'm sure we need to negotiate and There were reports. I don't know if you saw Juan Soto saying he didn't want to stay here long term, and I don't know. I don't know if I buy all that.
I don't.
You know who to talk to. I mean, yeah, Scott Boras. Yeah, we know who to talk to. So I think the Yankees will get it done. They're the Yankees. We got to keep this guy. And for Juan Soto to say that. He put on the Yankee hat and he was so excited and honored to be part of the Yankees. He hasn't stepped on the field and heard the fans yet. Wait till he hears the crowd and all the chants and the Dominicans out there just waving flags. It's going to be like the World Baseball Classic all over again. And when he sees that, he's never going to leave. He's kind of like, you know what, Boras, I don't care what let's go. I'm taking this deal, whatever, I know he's in for the money and I get it. And he's worth it. He's worth every penny on his track record. So, he's going to be here long term. There's no way. You've summed it up. There is no way in the world that the Yankees would go out and get this guy and let him walk 1 year. Nightmare. That would be a complete nightmare. But I also want to throw in, if we just get Juan Soto and Verdugo, if we don't get Yamamoto, do you think the offseason is an A+? Do you still think that this offseason was an A+?
It want to be an A, but before I do that, right? We got Eddie Snaps that is in the chat. New sub to the channel. Manny 1UP, new sub to the channel. John D. Lee in the building, new sub to the channel. Folks, welcome them, a part of the Brew Crew familiar. Welcome them to the conversation. For me, if you don't get Yamamoto, it's an A. It's not an A+. It will be a solid A. It's not going to be an A-. It's not going to be a B+ like some people are throwing in the chat. My guy Sean Browning saying it's an A+++. I love my guy Sean Browning. Shout out to Sean Browning. CWE is in the building. He says B+. Michael Caputo, of course, because Caputo is never happy. My guy Caputis is never Caputo. I'm going to go to Brooklyn. I'm going to go to Long Island. I'm going to go to Queens, wherever you live. I'm going to find you. I'm going to pinch your fucking cheeks, Caputo, okay, to make you happy. Okay, my guy Caputo is never happy. No, but for me, and it's just for me, maybe you guys feel different. I'll throw the task to get his thoughts, but I would say it's a solid A. It's not an A+. You get Yamamoto, then it's an A+. For me, getting Juan Soto, just that alone got us to an A, because we've been, what are we gonna do? We're gonna bring back Josh Donaldson? No. Go ahead, Uncle Tats. What's your thoughts on that?
What? I'm so glad Caputo's back. I missed that.
No, I am. I'm glad Caputo's back in the chat.
We are glad.
Like Damien just said, Caputo, aka the Mad Rapper. Absolutely. If people know who the Mad Rapper is, Caputo is definitely the Mad Rapper. Damien, that's why you my guy. Go ahead, Tats.
Yeah, but I think right now I would grade it as an A. It could easily be an A+ if we get Yamamoto, obviously.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
But I would even continue. I would even if another team comes and steals him from us, and they just wow him, and he's like, "All right, I'm in," because we can't control Yamamoto's decision. We can try to influence him, but it's not like a trade that we refuse to make. It's not like a guy we refuse to retain. It's a free agent. There's no control. If they're able to trade for a legitimate closer, I would also put it back up to an A+. But right now I'm sitting at an A because I like that we're seeing a new front office this offseason. We haven't seen this in a while. And I said it on my channel. The first person I credited for this was you, Hector. I'm like, Hector pointed out, the season ticket sales were at an all-time low renewal.
Yeah.
Before November. Usually at the end of the season, they lost all the postseason money. Guys, we were at the stadium that last weekend. It was empty.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We were sitting wherever the hell we wanted. Yep. And we did.
We did. We sat wherever the hell we wanted.
Yeah. We found a way to hit him in the pocket. Whether we meant to do it or not. And not making the postseason, our worst record in 30 years. He's got to how to get involved. And I think that there's something different about Hal and Cashman this offseason. They just have a different attitude about him. It's like that wake-up call. Like they were so comfortable. And the second they were made uncomfortable, they recognized immediately, all right, we got to do something. We can't have this 2 years in a row. It's been too long now. And they're being very proactive.
My fault, Taz. I want to take a second to shout out my guy, my brother, Jerry Ferrara, who was in the building. One of our hosts from the Knicks Morning Brew. My guy, Jerry, said, you guys getting me way back into baseball. Jerry, with the way the Giants have been this year, with the way the Knicks have been up and down, the Yankees are finally bringing us back some hope, Jerry.
Yes.
Shout out to my guy, Jerry. Super supportive, has always been a day one, always giving us shout outs and credits.
Appreciate it.
Always supporting us and helping us along the way. He says, and shout out to the sub and growth, big things. Absolutely, Jerry. Like I said, Jerry is a part of the channel. He's one of the hosts on the Knicks Morning Brew that we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. He's normally on it on Wednesday with us. If you haven't tuned into our Knicks show, folks in the chat, you would definitely want to tune into the channel, tune into the show. Jerry, appreciate you for all the support that you showed us. One of the first interviews that I've ever did back on the old channel was with Jerry. Jerry was one of the first big interviews that I got, and it was a great time just talking old school Yankees. We weren't even talking about the season. We was just going down memory lane, talking about A-Rod, the 90 Yankees. It was a great conversation, but my fault, Tats. Go ahead.
No, that was pretty much wrapped up on my thought on that.
Copy. Checking again. I'm refreshing Twitter just so we can stay up to date when it comes to the Yamamoto stuff. And as of right now, nothing yet on the Yamamoto front. Checking again just right now. Oh, of course, my guy.
Who's he supposed to be meeting today? Are they like the Tigers or something, or some bottom dwellers?
I have no idea. Maybe he's meeting with the Tampa Tarpons. I have no idea. My guy Pete puts it out there on Twitter. Yankee fans, it's December 14th, and a big decision is coming up from the 1st to the 10th. From 1 to 10. How confident are you that the Yankees land Yamamoto? And I'm gonna throw it over to you, fellas. For me, I know I may be a crazy Yankee fan. I may be sipping the Kool-Aid, but for me, I got that from 1 to 10. I'm at a 9.9, borderline 10 when it comes to the confidence, because when it comes to having faith in the team, I have no faith in Brian Cashman. All my faith, it goes into Hal Steinbrenner. That's why I'm putting all of my faith, because when you look at Hal Steinbrenner, that's the guy that got the Aaron Judge contract done, was Hal Steinbrenner. It wasn't Brian Cashman. I feel when it comes to the Juan Soto deal, you heard how the Yankees didn't want to give up Michael King or Drew Thorpe. I think Hal Steinbrenner, like my guy Pete said, I think Hal called up Brian Cashman and said, what are you doing? Make this deal and get this deal done. Hal Steinbrenner, when he got booed at Yankee Stadium, guys remember a couple of years ago, he got booed at the Old Timers Day, at the Derek Jeter ceremony at the stadium, when they got the Derek Jeter plaque and everything like that. He got booed. The fan base booed him. Derek Jeter had to tell the fans not to boo Hal Steinbrenner. Last year, when the Old Timers Day was going on, where was Hal Steinbrenner and where was Brian Cashman? You guys know?
Yeah, I remember seeing him at the stadium.
Camping?
They were in Japan. They were in Japan watching Yamamoto pitch. That's where they were at. Yeah. Last year at Old Timers Day, when it was at the stadium, they went to Japan to go check in on Yamamoto. He didn't want to get booed again last year, so he did the smart thing. He went over to Japan to watch Yamamoto. Like I said, any faith that I have on this team, the only faith that I have is how Steinbrenner, because like I've been saying, TC, when you're a billionaire, the one thing you want is whoever you're doing business with, whether it's your fan base, whether it's your customers that buy your stuff, you want them to embrace you. You want them to love you. You got Elon Musk. He brought Twitter just so people can like him, right? So when it comes to how Steinbrenner, he knows getting Juan Soto and getting Yamamoto will make fans like him again. And that's all he cares about.
Yeah.
Go ahead, TC. Go ahead, Tats. Give me your 1 to 10, and same thing with Tats.
Yeah, we need to get the Yamamoto, shirts made. I mean, it has to happen, right? We got to get Yamamoto now. So
of course, the Yamamotos.
My confidence, again, like I said earlier in the show, was a 10. But now with this, whole Dodger thing, I'm probably around an 8. Again, the good things going for New York is that they've also, I forgot to mention, they've held out the number 18 for him. So that's a respect to a player. That's what number he wants. But the fact that they met in LA too has me a little concerned. I would have rather have them meet in New York so he could, get a taste of New York and, and have him meet with some of the players, maybe Juan Soto and Judge and Cole, like the Dodgers did with Betts and Freeman and Ohtani, meeting them in LA. So that has me a little concerned, but I think at the end of the day, I think Boris is going to, come back to Hal and say, hey, whoever team has $320 million. Hal, what are you going to do? Okay, we'll add another year. We'll go 340. I think Hal will get it done. The only thing is the Dodgers might blow everyone away. They might go 10 for $400 million. I they got me a little worried because of this whole Ohtani thing again, but he wants to be a Yankee. I hear the Yankees want him. They've been at his, all his games in Japan. They've sent scouts, Cashman. I mean, they can see the want there. And again, what I said before, he would be the focal point as a Japanese player on the Yankees, and he'd be an afterthought on the Dodgers. So that's another thing. So I'm still about an 8. I'm not a 10 like you, or I mean, like Pete says 10, like he's confident, like it's going to happen. I'm not there yet. Everything is up in the air. So
I just want to put something out. I seen Javier was timed out in the chat. Guys, like I said, do not time out anyone in the chat unless it's something that is out of pocket. He put Soto Coño. That's not out of pocket right there. I'm sorry about that, Javier. Maybe it was a mistake by accident. But just hold on in the chat. I do apologize for that. If one of you guys in the chat can unmute Javier, I would appreciate that. Like I said, shout out to my guys, Empire State of Baseball, who was in the building. Empire State of Baseball, they said 8 out of 10. CWE, 10 out of 400 is ridiculous.
Yeah, David corrected me. That's right. Joe Wolf is Yamamoto's agent, not Scott Boras. So
Wolf was it. But I understand what you're saying when it comes down to the agent talk. And also the Shohei Ohtani contract. I know Tatch brought it up earlier. I wanted to speak on it. That contract was structured by Ohtani and his agent. Right. Yeah. They met with the Toronto Blue Jays, and they had the same parameters when it comes to a contract deal. Right. The union, I'm pretty sure they went through the union process to check with the union if that was an okay thing for them to do. If this contract, the backloading of it, deferring the money, if there was an issue with the union or the league having a problem with it, we would have heard about it by now. I was waiting a couple of days to hear if the league would say something or if the union would say something. But that they haven't. They've been quiet. And not one person from the union had come out. What happened?
Sorry about that. He's a unique player. Not every player is going to take the deferred money like that. He's made so much money, with all this,
off the field stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
For his credit,
he can take that deal. Right.
For his credit, he's making 40 to 60 million off of just off of endorsements. He can take the $2 million a year because when he was with the Angels, what was Artie Moreno's number one excuse when it comes to not signing free agents? I have too much money tied up into Ohtani and into Mike Trout. I can't sign anyone else. So Ohtani knows. He's like, listen, I've been losing for 6 years in the major league so far. I can wait to get my money at the back end. And on top of it, if he's in Japan, by the time that money transfers over to him, he won't have to worry about paying those crazy California taxes. All he will have to pay is a federal business tax, because it would be a business transaction, not him living in the States, working like a regular payroll worker.
He's
like
not worried about money.
Like any of us poor folks on the panel, like these thousandaires that we got up here, right? Because we ain't millionaires, we thousandaires that are up here, right? Exactly. Go ahead, Uncle. And also, to let people know, there's a reason I've been wearing my fish hat this entire offseason. I went to Puerto Rico to get this hat. I fell in love with it. But on top of it, Hal Steinbrenner is still going big game fishing. So I'll be wearing this hat the entire offseason until Hal Steinbrenner gets the deal done. Hopefully my head don't stink, because I don't want this hat to be stinking. Go ahead, Tats.
A lot of business deals get done on a fishing trip, trust me. But
like Davey said, Hector, we are W-2 workers. Absolutely, Davey. We don't fall under the line as some of those independent contractors like in Major League Baseball, my guy.
I'm also at an 8. I might even go 8.5 because of the number 18 situation. But you go, we're kind of behind the scenes. I guess we're battling with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers do have they have deep pockets like we do. Yeah, and the Dodgers, they negotiate very well. So if they're getting involved, that's going to extend the timeline. But I also still think that they get it done before the holiday. It's not going to go to New Year's. And I think they're going to try to get this done because everybody's going to want to go
by next week, I think.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to want to keep him away from his family for the holiday. I think
and there's a timeline. Didn't he have like 48 days to sign after he
45? Was posted? He's got to be signed 45. By January 6th.
Okay.
After January 6th, he goes back to gets released back to the team, and he can't negotiate, come back again for another season. So they have to wait until the next off season and then repost him. They don't have to repost him.
Yeah,
this could be a one-shot deal. Yeah,
I want to bring up your pops. Big time Jerry in the building. Big time Jerry, how you doing? Jerry says, Jerry, you guys may think I'm crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna do it like Jerry does it. You guys may think I'm crazy, right? He says they need to have a salary cap. This is insane. Listen, Jerry, I get what you're saying when it comes to these players and their contracts, but I'd rather the players get this money instead of the owners just pocketing all this money and not spending it on the team, right? Because if the players don't get this money, then the guys, the fat cats at the top, they would just soak all this money in, not want to put it back into the team. Look at back in the days when in the 20s, the Chicago White Sox, they had to take gambling money because the owner didn't want to give them any bonuses or give them any raises. There were pitchers that they had in their contracts. If they got 30 starts or 30 wins in a season, they would get an extra bonus. Managers and owners used to sit them so they wouldn't get that bonus. Folks, we're sitting on 244 people in the building, and we are sitting on 135 likes. If you guys can, let's run the likes up on the stream. Smack that like button. Go ahead, Uncle Tats.
Yeah, and also Davey pointed out, and so did NFE, his return date is the 4th, not the 6th. So
okay, copy.
So I don't want to leave myself out there with bad information. But I knew it was the first week of January. I thought it was at the real date. But I digress on that. No, it's. I just wish I had. I wish something would leak, and that's one thing that we we don't give the Yankees credit for. They're very tight to the vest. You never know what they're thinking until the deal is done. Reporters will speculate over and over again. We've seen it. We've made fun of them all. But the Yankees don't leak out information. So I have no idea. Like, there's no...
Okay, hold on one second, right? Because my guy, Jerry, he just put something... All right, I want to shout out my guy, Jerry Ferrara. For people that's in the chat right now, if you guys didn't see this, our guy, Jerry, is getting an Anthony Volpe to come on to the show to have a conversation. So you guys are going to want to tune into that. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed to the channel, Jerry has been working on this behind the scenes, but Anthony Volpe will be on the show. We will be having a conversation with myself and Jerry Ferrara with the starting shortstop for the New York Yankees, Antonio Calzone Volpito. I'm super excited about that one. Thank you, Jerry, for that.
Thank you, Jerry.
That's my guy, Jerry. That's my guy, Jerry, right there. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be a nice one. Having Anthony Volpe on the show. He had told me this, right? And I've been keeping my mouth sealed, like, until it was official. TC, you know, I have a hard time keeping secrets. I ain't let nobody know about this.
I didn't know. I don't know nothing.
Man, I can't wait for that. Go ahead, Tats. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
It's the fact that everything is like we're back into that quiet stage of the offseason. Where everything is there's no leaks, it's all speculation, and I think that's where sometimes the frustration starts to come into play. That's where the doubts start coming into play. This is just the ebb and flow of the offseason, and it happens, and it just sucks. I wish we had more information. It'll go on.
You got Phil in the chat. Phil's like, shoot, I'm 1/3 of the crew, and I had no freaking clue when it came to Anthony Volpe. Yes, Phil had no idea when it came to Anthony Volpe. But no, I'm super excited about that. Again, shout out to my brother Jay Ferrara. He has been amazing knowing him over the past couple of years. Very low-key, down-to-earth guy. We do the playback watch-alongs with the Knicks. So, guys, tune in. We're going to be doing a lot of big things on the channel. We had Jabba Chamberlain yesterday. We'll be having Anthony Volpe pretty soon on the channel for a great conversation. TC.
Don't forget what you're doing this weekend.
Oh, yeah, and this Saturday, this Saturday, I'll be hanging out in Woodbridge, New Jersey, having a conversation with the Yankee great Bernie Williams.
I'm so jealous.
So you guys going to want to tune in to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I will be dropping content with that Bernie Williams interview over the weekend. You guys tune in.
You won't be live, a lot of good stuff. Not live?
I don't know. We're trying to see if we can get it live. I'm not too sure. If we can, it will be live. If not, I'll have different interview clips up when I interview Bernie there live off of my phone. But tune in. It's going to be a great one. The NFE says Bernie Williams is my favorite Yankee. Get me an autograph. Yes. I actually have an autographed ball from Bernie Williams already. I got to try to find that to show it on the stream. But go ahead, TC. Let's talk about free agency, right? Folks in the chat, besides the big time players that we've been talking about, Yamamoto, we got Soto. Who else in free agency? Are you looking at Blake Snell? Are you looking at Jordan Montgomery? What do you think is going to happen when it comes to that?
Yeah, that's a big question. If we don't get Yamamoto, we're definitely have to pivot. We need another starting pitcher. So, like you said, there's Montgomery and there's Blake Snell. It might come down to Blake Snell. We might have to throw some money at him. Montgomery, I don't think the Yankees. I don't think it's a fit. I don't think he would want to come back to New York. I don't see him coming back. There's also the possibility of trading with the Milwaukee Brewers. There's a creative trade with Burns and Devin Williams, almost as if the J Ram and the Clase trade. I would do the same thing for them both, and I think that would be a good second, option if we don't get Yamamoto. Corbin Burns is an excellent pitcher, and we need a closer. So, as far as other free agents, pitchers out there, there's not much that is gonna move the needle for me. We need a number 2 starter because Rodon, we can't really count on him as a number 2 guy this year, and Yamamoto's that guy. So other than Blake Snell and Burns, I really don't see it's slim pickings out there. I've heard Yankees should go for Michael Wacha. I'm like, we don't need any of those type guys anymore. We might as well just sign Frankie Montas. I don't understand, but so that for me it's there's Bieber's out there as well too. So I don't know, but I'd probably lean toward Blake Snell if they fall short with Yamamoto.
I'm listen, like I was joking with Anthony Medina. Shout out to Anthony Medina that was in the chat. He was asking me the other night, what's the plan B? And I'm gonna keep on saying it. There ain't no plan B. I'm in love with Yamamoto. That's all I want. But if there is a plan B, if we do have to pivot, then you got to call Milwaukee to see what's up with Corbin Burns. I think he's a free agent after this season as well, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, folks in the chat, let me know. Empire State of Baseball said Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber could be a possibility as well, you know, with the Cleveland Guardians, because like I said, Cleveland's going through a rebuild. That's why I brought up Jose Ramirez as a way that we look, you know, if we call up Cleveland to try to get a Jose Ramirez or get a Shane Bieber. But if we were to trade for Corbin Burns, knowing that he's going to be a free agent the following offseason, the asking price may not be that much because you don't have that much control. It's just a 1 year rental. It's the same situation when it comes to Juan Soto. We were able to trade for Juan Soto without giving up Jason Dominguez, without giving up Spencer Jones. Yes, we gave up Mike King and Drew Thorpe. I think Michael King is going to be awesome out there in San Diego, right? But let's be real. Michael King, he's not the next Roy Halladay. I know a lot of Yankee fans were saying he's not the next best pitcher in baseball, so I don't mind giving up Michael King. 2020 Burns will be a free agent in 2025. So if that's after the 2025 season or after the 2024 season, let me know, NFE. Also, we are sitting on 148 likes. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. We got 230 people in the building, and we are sitting on 2,080 subscribers. We are 20 away from 2,100. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button because, like I said, after 2024 copy. So he will be a free agent after next year. Hit the subscribe button. The date will be announced for the Anthony Volpe interview as we line it up and schedule it up, but it will happen, and we will be announcing the date when it comes to that. Uncle Tats, I want to throw it over to you because I know you and the boys at the Pinstripe Chronicles, you guys were talking about or have been talking about the offseason. Anyone else besides the big names and free agency you want to get?
I'm focused on the one thing that we've been talking about is really the closer role. You know, whether it's, you know, through Cleveland or Miami, I think those are the two teams that the Yankees can really make an impact move for, that both teams can win the trade. So I think that, you know, that was the one thing that didn't really get recognized with the Soto trade. Both teams won. You know, we got what we needed. They got what they needed. You know, and as much as we all like Michael King, we would, you know, we cheerleaded for him. He was, you know, one of the guys in my chat, Spencer. He's, you know, nobody was a forever Yankee. You know, and another thing I wanted to get your reaction to was,
I don't want Chappie.
No,
Chappie, Mark. No, Chappie, Mark. I'll get to a lot of your chats as well, guys. I'll bring them up momentarily. Go ahead, Uncle Tats.
Yeah, please no. Now made me lose my place on my mind here. No, I think that the closer role is an important one. But the other thing that didn't, that's what it was. The one thing that wasn't mentioned with the Soto trade, and I thought is very interesting with it.
Not Nick Ramirez.
Come on, Anthony, you know better. There's nobody this year that was screaming, "You have to move this guy." You know, it's, you know, we've all we've all broken down, you know, what, you know, a Torres trade, you know, the pros and cons of it. I think we all in reality that Stanton's got that no trade clause. There's no way he's going. It is what it is. But there was no Hicks this year that we're like, you got to move this, get him off my team. We don't have that this year. I think that's also very interesting.
No, go ahead, Tats. I was just agreeing.
No, that's it.
To a degree. Shout out to my guy NYY's News El Numero Uno Ruben, who I host the late night show with him and Don Sicario every Tuesday on the channel. But Ruben said, man, can you imagine Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Ramirez, Torres, Rizzo, Stanton as your seventh hitter, Wells and Volpe to close it out? Listen, I'm right there with you. I know L.I. Yankee Key does not want the Yankees to trade for Jose Ramirez because he loved Peraza. But if the Yankees have an opportunity to put the boot on the neck of Major League Baseball, why not? My guy Rod Thompson with the $9.99 super chat. He says, in my opinion, it's not Yamamoto or bust. There are plenty of pitches out there to trade for. I need the Yankees to put their thinking cap on, pivot, and get creative for the boys, Rob.
Yeah,
definitely
we can
agree
do
with
some
you.
creative trades, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. But it's just depending on who. Do we want to take a chance on Dylan Cease? I know Empire State of Baseball put it out there. Dylan Cease with the White Sox, that could be a possibility. You know,
how about we're forgetting the other Japanese pitcher, Imanaga? What about him? Is he more of a reliever?
He's not more of a reliever. He's more of the middle rotation type of starter.
Okay.
A lot of people have him favored to go to the Dodgers. If the Yamamoto falls through, if Yamamoto falls through with the Dodgers, he's favored to go. I think Imamaga is going to stay on the West Coast. He seems like one of those guys that wants to stay on the West Coast and doesn't want to come to the East Coast. Because you got to remember, if your family's in Japan and you're traveling back and forth from California or from the States to Japan, if you're in New York, that flight is going to be like 22 hours. If you're on the West Coast, it's a 12-hour flight. You're saving yourself about 10 hours on the plane. So, yes, you can have all the money in the world, but it's convenience at the end of the day. Would you rather be more convenient making $30 million on the West Coast or making $30 million on the East Coast? So it's just going to come down to how those players want to work things out with their family that they got back home. Let's see. The Strike Zone said, what about trading the players the Yankees got from Milwaukee for Jake Bauer and a package? Depending on who we're going to trade with. You know, if we call up Cleveland to get Shane Bieber, maybe those players, but I think those players are the bottom barrel of the minor leagues. NFE, talking about the players we got back from Jake Bauer. They're just placeholders because the Yankees are going to be trading away some players. So they had to re-up when it comes to their minor league depth. Shout out to Ultra Cowboy fan in the building. Ultra Cowboy, how you doing? Empire State of Baseball with another solid question. Is a 6-man rotation necessary if you add Yamamoto or Imaga to the starting staff? Listen, I've been going back and forth on this, and Great Crescent as well. I'll throw it over to you two fellas to get your take on it. When it comes to me, I don't think you need to go with a 6-man rotation. What you need to do is try to make sure that you have Yamamoto as much as you can pitching on 6 days, right? If there's an off day in between, line up your starting rotation that, you know, Garrett Cole's going to get you 32 starts. But I think Yamamoto, try to make sure he gets 28 starts, right? Instead of going every 5th day, if there's an off day in between, you know, push him back just a little bit to get that extra day's rest so you don't put that much wear and tear on his arm. I know I brought it up plenty of times. When it comes to Yamamoto, I think his health, I think will be okay in the States, because the one thing about Yamamoto, when he came up with the MPB, with that Japanese league, he wasn't a starting pitcher out the gate. He was a reliever at the beginning, right? So he was definitely a reliever at the beginning. He doesn't have that many innings or that many pitches on his arm like Yu Darvish had in high school, like Tanaka had in high school, like Daisuke Matsuzaka had in high school. He was a late bloomer over there in Japan. So that I think that's why his durability would be a little bit better. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, if I could jump in on this, because I gotta get going in a minute.
I know you got to dip out in a few times. Sorry about that.
Yep. So I'll say with the 6-man rotation, right? We made it work with they just went right out of my fucking head. Tanaka. Sorry about the cussing. We just figured out, you know, we were able to figure out with Tanaka. I'm not on my own channel tonight. But
you good, Tats.
You know, we made it work with Tanaka. Utilize your off days properly when you're setting up your rotation. You know, utilize, you know, a long man in your bullpen when we had that, you know, those 20, 21 days without a day off. You know, to get this guy, you know, just that extra day of rest. They've been able to manage it before without setting Tanaka back. I think they would have the same success with a pitcher of this caliber.
Okay. Tats, appreciate you like always. I know you got to get out of here.
I appreciate you guys.
But guys, this is Uncle Grandpa Tats. If you don't know him, he is one of the fellas from the Pinstripe Chronicles. Make sure you guys go and support Uncle Tats over there at the Pinstripe Chronicles. Subscribe to that channel because they do great work like we do over here. Uncle Tats, you know I love you. Like always, speak to you next time.
Guys.
I know you always got a spot over here with us, Uncle Tats.
All right, Jigga backstage. Appreciate you, bro.
I'll see you soon.
All right.
Copy. And talking about Celso, that's backstage. Celso, if you're free to jump on with us, you know, I would love to have you on because I know TC has to get out of here by 12:30, and I would love to shoot the breeze with my brother, Mr. Celso Porto. Whenever you can, just jump up. I don't even have to bring you up. You bring yourself up. He
controls.
Mr. Big Time producer pushing the buttons. Let's see what else we have.
One thing I wanted to bring up real quick. I know we've heard rumors about this. Li brought it up in the chat. I don't know if you can find it, but he's saying that Roki Sasaki is being posted tomorrow. Is that true, or is that?
I'm not sure. I saw when Li posted that in the chat. Shout out to my guy Li Yankee as well. According to the rumors, and these are all rumors and speculation, nothing has been confirmed. According to the rumors, Roki is like telling his team, I want to be posted. If Roki is posted, this you guys got to understand. It's different than Yamamoto. Roki hasn't done the 8 years you're supposed to do in Japan before coming over to the States, or the 6 years. So when he hits the market, you can't sign him like you're going to sign Yamamoto. You have to use your international signing money to sign him. And according to the rumors, the Yankees, they were eyeing a couple international signings, but they didn't do it. The Yankees are waiting to see if Roki's going to be posted so they could use all their international signing money to go after him. If the Yankees are able to get Roki Sasaki with all their international signing money that is saved up, you got to look at it, because the Yankees, they went over the payroll last year for the first time in a long time when it comes to the luxury tax. They haven't been hit with a penalty. So they have all their international signing money. So if Roki's available, they can throw all that international signing money at Roki to entice him to sign with the Yankees. And like David said in the chat, that's just a rumor as of right now. And Roki is 3 years younger than Yamamoto. Right? Again, these are all rumors. These are all 20? I think he's 22 years old.
Yeah, I was thinking he wasn't even 21 yet or something. I was thinking he was so young.
No, he's 20. He's 22 years old, 22? And he's a guy. Okay. This is a guy that
22. Yeah, David
you see
says
Yamamoto. A lot of people say Yamamoto has a splitter curve. Roki, he has a fastball that's 102, 103 miles per hour. Like it's nothing.
Oh, geez.
Like it's nothing. Ridiculous. And this is a starting pitcher. This is a starting pitcher. So if he becomes available, the Yankees, like I said, according to the rumors and the reports, you guys, the Yankees haven't signed any international free agents. Right? They were looking at a couple of guys.
They held up.
And they held up, and they told those guys, start looking at other teams. And those guys, they signed, I think one signed with the Braves and another one signed with the Giants. So if Roki becomes available, the Yankees will have all their international signing money to go after him.
Shoot,
and this is a young starting pitcher at 20. If we could get Yamamoto and Roki, he'll be making cheap money.
Lights
He's
out,
not going to be making 20, 30 million a year. It's the same thing with Ohtani. When Ohtani signed with the Angels and he was making low, so Mr. Celso.
What up? Right on the spot. I heard you. You're like, jump up. TC's like, tag. I'm in. You're up. What's up?
Chilling. Jay in the chat. Jayla says Yamamoto isn't going to the Yankees, coming to the Dodgers. He's going to get announced with Ohtani. Listen, Jay, if he is signing with the Dodgers, I'll be the first person to admit I got egg on my face, right? Even though you're a Dodger fan, I appreciate you into the chat. One thing people got to know about this channel and this chat is if you're a fan of another team, you're still welcomed over here to have a conversation. We don't reject anyone when it comes to their takes or what they feel about your team. If you're that confident about the Dodgers and Yamamoto, copy. Kudos to you. But when he does sign with the Yankees, Jay, I'm going to need you to come back into the chat and apologize to us, my guy. But like I said, if he signs with the Dodgers, I'll be the first one to admit I got egg on my face. Go ahead, Celso.
Nah, I was literally about to say that. Jay, respectfully, but if it doesn't happen for you, come back here and just say, all right, I was wrong. And then you have to hit the like button and just say, you were right, I was wrong. But I mean,
and
you guys
Jay,
can talk about
we will be here with you to walk you through the 7 different stages of grief. All right, Jay,
we'll give you a big hug.
You know what? I'll take it a step further.
The 7 stages of grief. Go ahead, Sels.
I'll take it a step further because Jay said I will, brother. Cool, Jay. If you actually get Yamamoto, we'll even let you come up and just laugh. You don't even have to talk. Just come up and laugh on screen at us, and we'll both sit here looking like clowns. And TC,
yeah, we'll accept it.
Yeah, why not? You know. But I want to ask you, Heck, because I know, you know, obviously the watch is all Yamamoto, right? Yeah. There's no question. That's our hard stop. That's what we will consider an A+ for this offseason.
Watch my phone.
But I keep seeing, you know, still with the Corbin Burns. I've seen the Montgomery stuff, the Glasnow, the Bieber, the Snell. Heck, that would be.
That was me. This is my interpretation of playing the violin.
I see a lot of people still going back and forth on Monty, man. And I know you touched on it a little bit the other day. Is that starting to creep in a little bit? If we are, again, I know both you and I and TC are like, forget plan B, but would you reunite with Monty, bro?
Listen, I think Monty, you know, I wish him all the best of luck. He found his success outside the Yankees organization, right? I think he's going to stay with the Texas Rangers. I think the Rangers are going to double up and get him. So it's Hanukkah. We need a Jigga Man. Listen, don't get him started because he'll bust out.
Don't do it, Sunil. All right, not today, Sunil.
But no, when it comes to Monty, right? When it comes to Monty and Snell, they're waiting to see what Yamamoto signs for, so they could have their agents set the market for them. Right. So they're waiting to see what Yamamoto signs for. If Monty wants 25-30 million a season for 5 years, am I comfortable with that? I'm not 100% comfortable with that. But if that's a plan B, it's a plan B. And it's a solid plan B because he already proved it on the biggest stage of them all. Yeah. He didn't prove it in New York, but he proved it in the World Series, helping the Texas Rangers win their first World Series and for their franchise. Right. So if I had to pivot for a plan B and it came down to either Blake Snell or to Jordan Montgomery, I'm gonna go with the person that I'm more familiar with, and that's Jordan Montgomery. Both Montgomery and Blake Snell pitched in the AL East. Yes, I know Blake Snell is a 2-time Cy Young winner, 1 in the AL, 1 in the NL, but I'd rather go with the comfortability factor, and I'm more comfortable because I know Jordan Montgomery. If I have to give out a contract that I'm not comfortable with, I'd rather give it out to Jordan Montgomery if I had to. That's if I had to, right?
Yeah, and that's why I was asking, bro, because obviously everybody's, you know, Blake Snell as the backup option, all that, and then you know, Shane Bieber. I mean, if you look at the ages, Shane's the youngest, right, out of all of them that would be available.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't know. I feel like I keep selling myself more on, hey, maybe, you know, Monty wouldn't be so bad to have back. But I just feel like the disrespect that he feels from our franchise, because none of us saw that trade coming when it happened, right? No. So it's like, would he even want to put the pride?
I was just about to say, like CWE just put in the chat, Monty's not coming back. Let's be realistic. Yeah, if you're Monty and you feel some type of way about the New York Yankees, I know he's said it publicly that he has no animosity for the Yankees, but you're going to say that, right? You're a Major League Baseball player. You're not going to try to stir the pot up or whatever, right? But that's how I agree with it. TC, I know you got to get out of here in about 5 minutes or whatever, TC. So let's
I got a little bit more time. I'll let you know. I got some time.
Okay. Copy.
I can hang. I can hang. I can be late. I can be late to work. That's fine.
I know we got 184 people in the building. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We are 7 subscribes away from 2,100. So if you guys can help us get to 21 and we could get to 3,000, we will be rolling, my guy.
5.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen faster than 2,000, I think.
Yeah. Go ahead, TC.
Yeah. So with all these guys, Monty, I doubt he's coming back. The Blake Snell, I'm on the fence about that. I think it's gonna take some creative trade. Like you guys brought up about the Florida Marlins, some of the younger pitchers. You know, I know they have the interest in Glaber, and we have some, you know, pieces to move. I think the Yankees will pivot to something like that. Rather than throw in, you know, 40 million or 30, whatever Blake Snell wants and all the, you know, I just much rather get a younger pitcher and be maybe a, you know, down the, you know, maybe lower down in the rotation. Rather, there's not many aces or, you know, number 2 starters out there. So again, with the injuries, Blake Snell has injuries, and these other guys, they're racking up innings. I'd rather go for a younger pitcher. Let Matt Blake work his wonders with these younger guys, and we have a good track record with developing pitchers, and with Clay Holmes and Ian Hamilton and guys like that. I feel confident Yankees could find somebody in a trade rather than go out and blow big money on these free agents.
Yeah, I got my guy Gio. Unpopular opinion is in the building, folks. Make sure you guys tune into the Gio and Grace show. Gio, if you can, put the call-in number in the chat so I can highlight it. That way people can call into the voicemail and leave some voicemail for you and Grace. Guys, make sure you guys check out the Grace and Gio show on the channel. But no, I 100% agree with you, TC. It's going to come down to the front office getting creative. Brian Cashman getting creative. Omar Minaya, Brian Sabian putting their heads together and getting creative if the Yankees lose out on Yamamoto. And I got Michael Caputo in the chat. This is what I don't understand. People say he grew up a Dodgers fan. From what I've been seeing, he grew up a Matsui fan. That's from what I've been seeing. I've been seeing he grew up a Hideki Matsui fan, right? So if there's any sources out there to point to me that he grew up a Dodgers fan, let me know. I'll show it on the screen. But even when he was in the States and he went to the Lakers game, he was wearing a Yankee hat at the Lakers game. He wasn't wearing a Dodgers hat when he went to the Lakers game. If I grew up a Dodgers fan and I'm coming to LA to watch the LA Lakers, what do you think that I'll be wearing a Dodgers hat? Like, not a Yankee hat?
Science.
I'm just saying the math
Pokemon
is not
hat.
mathing.
I mean, I'll be honest with you.
I like that one.
Yeah. I think Javier Velez in the chat, he solved all our problems. He already picked our closer.
IKF.
He did have one of the lowest ERAs out of the bullpen, Javier.
We're missing all these pictures. We got one right there. Yeah. Let's go.
Definitely. And Gio just put it right now. The voicemail line is 203-433-2006. Make sure you guys call in, leave a voicemail for Grace and Gio. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Also,
maybe that's where I'll leave the Adam Sandler Hanukkah song. I'll leave it on their voicemail for the show.
Oh my God, don't rub their ears out. Don't make their ears bleed. But I just want to take a second. Shout out to our guys. Shout out to our guys over at WFAN. My guy Al Centron, Theo Al, my guy Dexter Henry. Al's going to be on this Monday. Dexter's going to be on this Wednesday. But over the weekend, if you guys weren't listening to WFAN, I called in to have a conversation about about Ohtani when he signed. And both Dexter and Al, they gave us super credits. They gave us a shout out to about the Knicks Morning Brew. Gave me a dope shout out over there at WFAN. So I just want to take a second to shout out our friends over there at WFAN, Mr. Al Centron and Dexter Henry. So what are you doing, bro?
You see, it works, man. I figured all like, hey, hold on, look at that. Oh,
how cute.
All right, okay, all right, move on.
Okay,
go, yeah. But Caputo, that's the thing. Like, if there's any source, if you have anything out there, send it to me on Twitter. I'll bring it up. I'll show it to the chat and people that are watching. If there's any information about him being a Dodgers fan, go ahead. I'll look that up. Ultra Cowboy fan said, the Knicks are a G League team. Listen, after they got their ass spanked last night, I definitely agree with you, Ultra Cowboy fan.
I came here to have a good time. I thought it was a safe place.
John O'Neill said IKF has an unhittable knuckleball. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Are we going to start hashtag IKF for closer?
Hold on.
Ooh,
Ernesto, I saw this a couple of times. I meant to bring it up because, I was waiting for Tats and TC to finish their take. Listen, when it comes to Trevor Bauer, as a baseball player, no one can knock his talent. He is a phenomenal pitcher, probably one of the top pitchers in the league when he was in the league. I just think with the Yankees, yes, his legal issues are aside, but I think the New York Yankees and their PR team, they don't want to deal with Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Right? He has his podcast, his YouTube channel, and everything like that, and he is very adamant about not shutting down his YouTube channel. Listen, if he comes out tomorrow and says, I'll sign with the Yankees for $1 million, I'll shut down all my social media, go ahead, sign him.
Yeah.
The Yankees would sign him, but I just think the Yankees would stay away from all that extra drama Trevor Bauer would bring into the locker room. That's just me personally. They could come out later on today and sign Trevor Bauer. I'll look stupid. I'll admit that. But me personally, I think the Yankees want to stay away from all that extra noise. Like my guy Mark Teamaker said, too much of a distraction. But like I said, when it comes to him as a baseball player, he's a phenomenal pitcher. No one can take that away with him. He's just going to have to try to do whatever he can to get back into the big leagues. That's all I'm going to leave it right there.
You know what? And Ruben just put what I was about to ask. Maybe that's why they're testing it out, right? Glaber got a YouTube now too. I haven't watched it. I saw the little leak on X, Twitter, whatever, where it showed he has this whole YouTube thing podcast started. Yeah, I wonder if same thing, Ruben. If that's only for the off season, Glaber trying to get that YouTube chase. I don't know.
It's more of a vlog, right? Showing like where he's like going out to eat and stuff like that. So he's not like Glaber's not out there saying, "Look at this sticky shit that's on my hand," like Trevor Bauer did, exposing the sticky substance with Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a difference, right? There's different, definitely a bit of a difference.
Yeah, Zach said, "Sign anyone if it means winning."
If we are winning again, I'm with it. If it's for us to win, I am 100% with it.
You know, and that's what makes it tough with some of those pitchers that are available, right? That we talk about in these trades or go get them, because again, that's another rental, right? So if you do go and get some of these rentals, then that's another sign of, hey, we did it with Soto, we did it with this. Soto, yes, we want that re-signing in the offseason, and we bring a pitcher in. Yes, it might cost a fortune, but if they make that move, then it's 100% clear we're all in, right? And I think that's why the Yamamoto thing is so big for us, because it's like, yes, we feel like you guys are heading in the right direction. You go and get us Yamamoto, then we can wipe the slate clean and start over. Like, okay, we really are chasing 28, because none of us felt good like we were going into that season last year chasing 28. Not a single person here was like, oh yeah, they're making the moves. You know, so that's why it's such a big deal. I want to put this comment up just because the screen. Womp bag doodle. I just wanted to say it. Womp bag doodle.
Yeah, and the fact that the fact that we had such a miserable season last year, that's what makes this year that much more that they have to go for it, because we have to erase that in the Yankees fans' minds. Like, we're going all in. We're not a rebuild. We got to stop thinking about a rebuild. We're going all in this year. We're thinking about this year. We got Soto. We'll get Yamamoto. Let's think about this year. As the year progresses, we'll start thinking about extensions and other things after that, but we got to go all in this year. And so far, so good. Next week, we'll probably know more with the Yamamoto, and hopefully there's some other creative trades, like your J-Ram trade, a Corbin Burns trade, Devin Williams. So hopefully that's, in the pipeline. So we'll see.
My guy Hector Cruz, shout out to Hector Cruz being one of the day ones in the chat. Did you see Andy Martinez quote about John Carlos? I didn't. If you have the quote, Hector, put it in the chat and I'll bring it up. But I uploaded a video into our video queue and I'll play it momentarily. But this is a clip from our interview yesterday with Jabba Chamberlain talking about the hair policy with the Yankees. Yeah. But I wanted to bring this up so you guys could get a view from a former player and what his thoughts were about the hair policy, because I know L.I. Yankee King is talking about why don't the Yankees allow a YouTube channel? Why aren't they fun? Let's get an insight from Jabba. Watch this. We'll be right back.
Like, I disagree with it because it's part of who you are. Like, if you want to grow a beard, if you don't want to grow a beard, but I'm a grown-ass man. Like, don't tell me what I'm supposed to do. And I have to do it, so of course I'm not gonna shave at that point. And it's just let the guys be the guys. Like they're the ones making you the money and winning. Like, and if I feel sexy and if I grow it out, then I play better.
The grown and sexy figure. Let's go. There you go, Oakley Turner. All right, guys, I'll let you jump back into it.
I want to just throw one more out there because I just saw him in the chat. Shout out to Jabba as well. That was a great conversation. If you guys didn't watch that convo, make sure you guys go and watch it with Jabba Chamberlain. Bring up my guy Celso again. But no, listen, when it comes to the facial hair policy, right? I worked at, like, right now, I'm at a stage of my life, Celso would tell you, when I first met you, how long was my beard? My beard was literally like down to here when I first met Celso. I'm at a stage in my life where I don't have to shave my beard as often. I try to stay clean as much as I can. but I worked in restaurants when I had to shave. I worked in EMS. I was an EMT and an EMS supervisor for years, and I had to shave every day for the simple fact of if there's any situation I need to put on my mask, I need to have a solid seal. I can't have anything disrupting that seal. If I have to go into a situation where there's tuberculosis or anything out there, I had to make a complete seal, right? I've had people that I worked with that contracted TB because they had facial hair and their mask couldn't make a proper seal. So I wasn't messing around with that, right? But like I said, I'm at a stage in my life where I don't have to shave, and I like not having to shave. I like growing my beard out. That's me personally. I understood the jobs that I had where I had to shave. It was because of they was trying to instill discipline, right? They wanted their workers to be disciplined. They wanted their workers to follow a certain motto. Do I think it's outdated? Yeah, I think it's a little bit outdated. But I still think some type of rules, some type of law and order is necessary, right? Whether that's on a team, whether that's in society. If you want to go back and allow them to grow the beard, allow them to grow it, but make sure it's cleaned up. Don't look like me, right? Don't look like me. Have it shaped up all the damn time, right? Make sure it's clean. Make sure it's not a mess. Don't go out there looking like Brandon Marsh, like my guy Pete said. I don't want to see no Brandon Marsh on the field. Personally, do I think it's a big deal? I heard Michael K going off on the radio saying, name a player that didn't want to come to the Yankees because of the facial hair policy. I named you 2 players that came out openly and said that they would never sign with the Yankees while they were still playing, while they were about to go into free agency. David Price and Brian Wilson. Over the past 20 years, those 2 players came out and said that they would never sign with the Yankees because of their facial hair policy. I get it. David Price signed with the Red Sox. That contract was horrible towards the back end of it, but he won a World Series with the Red Sox and he won a World Series with the Dodgers. Brian Wilson is a World Series winning closer with the San Francisco Giants. So if I can name 2 players that didn't want to come here because of it, was because of that. Like one back says, don't go out there looking like Jews. There's only one Jesucristo, all right, and that's the only person that can look like that. Point blank. Period. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the facial hair thing before we get ready to wrap things up?
Well, I like John O'Neill said, sincere question. Are beards comfortable in hot weather? Look at John O'Neill. I stay out of the beard conversation because look, this is 41 years of trying, my guy. All right. Still patches everywhere. So that, the Yankees wouldn't have a problem signing me. All right. I share that shit tomorrow morning. All right. But that was a good one. But Hector, being the beard guy, is it uncomfortable in hot weather?
It's uncomfortable when I go out, say like I'm in Florida, or say like when I was in Puerto Rico just recently, and I got to put sunscreen on. It's annoying having to put the sunscreen in my beard because I still have skin underneath that, and it gets clogged up. So
I would hope so.
It's annoying because I would hope so too. It's annoying having to do like the deep tissue cleaning of the beard because you have dry skin. You got to moisturize that. Just because you got a beard doesn't mean you don't have to take care of your face. So
I love the
it's
fact
50-50.
that we're on the Yamamoto Watch, but you know what else, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to tell you how to groom your beard. We're going to let you know the best policies, but here's Hector's thing, and I'll read it because I'm a fan of this one, okay? Man crush Stanton moment, but the quote was, I'm telling you, Stanton will be the AL comeback player of the year in 2024. He is angry and working hard for 2024. He is the one to look at. You guys know me personally, would love this so freaking much. All right, you guys know how I am on Stanton. Last year was rough. I'd give anything to see Stanton be Stanton again, man. Super excited.
Hold on, I'm dying laughing from Ultra Cowboy fan. Beers are terrible for clam chowder. Absolutely. That's the one thing when I'm
save it all in the beard, right?
When I'm eating a bowl of cereal and I got milk dripping, that's the one thing I hate about having a beard. But I grow my beard because I'm bald on top of my head, so it has people looking at my beard instead of the shining ass cue ball that I got on top of there. We got a few more minutes. I just want to announce we are sitting at 2,102 subscribers.
Wow!
Appreciate you guys. We are on our way to 3,000 subs. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you're gonna want to tune in. We had Jabba Chamberlain yesterday. So who we having? Who is Jerry setting up? Who is Jerry getting us?
Well, I think his name is Anthony Volpe, and he is very, very good, and he is a New York Yankee. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in so you can watch this interview. Anthony Volpe.
The starting shortstop for the New York Yankees, Anthony Volpe, will be on the channel. Quick Los Angeles says Puerto Rico sucks. Listen, my guy. Listen, my guy. Listen. Whoa. I'll let you listen. Hold on. Listen. They got Pikachu in their profile picture.
It's
right?
a catch-22
I'm
for
a
you
little
right
bit
now,
torn.
bro.
I'm a little bit torn. You said Puerto Rico sucks, but you got the Pikachu. I'm gonna let you live for now. All right. I'm gonna let you live just for now. Okay. But that was a bit rude.
Before we dip out, I want to bring this up to you guys. The fact that we got Juan Soto now, big hitter, and a little bit of Verdugo. Do you think that relieves a little pressure off of Stanton and Rizzo and some of these other guys that had off seasons?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I it definitely takes the magnifying glass off of Giancarlo Stanton and Anthony Rizzo.
I think so.
Right, because it was unfair to ask them, especially in this stage of their career, to be protection or to be a supporting cast for Aaron Judge. Now that you got Juan Soto there and you got both Batman and Superman and Soto and Judge, you can have Anthony Rizzo, Giancarlo Stanton take a back seat and just fly under the radar when having the conversations about the team and about who are the key figures in the offense. So it helps take the pressure off of them. Is all the pressure off of them? No, not all the pressure, because they need to have bounce back seasons, especially Giancarlo Stanton. But I do like that report from Andy Martino.
Yeah, and let's be real. Look at the lineup now, right? Healthy. Like any pitcher coming to see this lineup, you're back to being fearful of who this team is, you know? And if Stanton comes back, you know, Rizzo comes through now, you know, after that freaking injury that, you know, we botched that, we know that. But man, this lineup, you also throw Verdugo in there. Well, you know, again, we talked about it the other night. Like you feel everybody talks about the evil empire, but you also brought that dog back into this team. You know, you're going to have that grit. Okay. And like, I'm sorry, man. Stanton comes through like that, and the rest of the guys, it's scary lineup, bro. Super scary.
Yeah. And I think it makes the bottom of our lineup that much better because don't forget, we're going to get a full year of Austin Wells and another year of Anthony Volpe.
Yep.
They're at the bottom of our lineup.
Yep. And Anthony Volpe, he played a handful of games at AAA. The man didn't even see anything close to major league pitching until last year. So yes, he had his struggles. He did pop 20 home runs. He did get over 20 stolen bases. I'm gonna need Anthony Volpe to be more, you know, when it comes to his home runs, get that batting. I would rather Anthony Volpe have a higher batting average than hit 20 home runs in the season. That's just me. I need Anthony Volpe to get on base, use his best attribute, which is his legs and his wheels. Get on first base, get into scoring position, let the big guys bring you in when it comes to Judge and Soto, and having Anthony Volpe at the bottom part of the lineup and the 9-hole, it sets it up that he's the second leadoff hitter when the lineups flip backs around that second time through. Right, my guy Ultra Cowboy said, Hector, would you shave your beard for Jose? Listen, I would shave my shit on string.
You just
if
started,
that means we
bro.
get Jose Ramirez. Are you kidding me?
Up.
I already got my Clippers charging right now, Cowboy fan. What are you talking about? But shout out to everybody that was in the building. Any last things before we get out of here, Soso?
Nah, man. Just appreciate everybody in this chat. You know, hit that like on the way out. Appreciate all the new subs and, of course, our loyal since day one that have all been in there. The growth is amazing, and you guys are really helping us get to that point. And the grind doesn't stop. So we'll keep bringing the content. You keep bringing the likies, and we're going to keep rolling, man. So
open panel will be coming back next week. The open panel will be definitely coming back next week. Make sure you guys give a phone call to the open line for Grace and Gio. Leave them a voicemail. Appreciate all the new subscribers. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat supporting us from day one. My guy Mark T Maker, Jonathan is in the building. Jonathan, the next open panel will be Tuesday night. Sorry about doing it today, Jonathan, but there will be next Tuesday night. So make sure you guys tune in. Anthony Garcia, my guy Ruben. Shout out to Anthony Medina as well. Big Time Jerry, Sudi Sunil, Anna Marie, one of my favorites in the Yankees universe. Anna Marie, appreciate you. Like always, peace, salutations. I'm Hector. That's TC. This is Celso. And like always, deuces.